Hello there, my name is Grassleaf and welcome to Shanty Town 20 Drops. In this video, I'm going to be doing exactly as the title states. I'm going to be dropping Shanty Town 20 times. Now I got this suggestion from Stamp08, so thank you to him for the idea. And also, he's doing a Butter Barn 20 Drops, so make sure to go and subscribe to him, turn the notification bell on so you're notified when he uploads that. But with all of that out the way, let's just get in to game number 1. Before game 1, I knew Shanty Town and I'd been there a bit. I dropped her about 15 times when I was playing Arena, because it's a pretty safe location on the corner of the map that nobody really contests. And back then it wasn't a bad landmark. You had plenty of trees and just general things that you could farm for materials. And there were plenty of slurp barrels where you could heal up to full. And the loot was alright, given that there's about 5 chests. However, Fortnite removed 100% chest spawns, and this made the location much worse. I would just like to let you know that this Brutus was one of the only people who contested me throughout this 20 drops. And he was an AI. And as you can see here, I'm leaving the location with a green AK and a blue SMG, along with only 3 slurp mushrooms for my healing items. Because there's no 100% chest spawns, there's almost no loot there. This game in particular, I only came across 1 chest and some ground loot. But despite that, it actually looked like I was going to win. I had good guns, good heals, good materials, good mobility items. But then my game lagged and I was apparently shotgunned. I don't care what you say, I 100% should have won this game. Game 2, I found myself in Slurpy Swamp with yet again mediocre loot. So I then went down to Hydro 16 when I took Ruckus's RPG and his gold AK. And this guy clearly had no clue what he was doing. Later on, about 16 people attacked me and it ended up in an all-out brawl. But I was actually doing pretty well. And I have watched this clip so many times, but I RPG'd this guy way before he placed down a cone. As you can see, my RPG is right next to him, and he builds a floor after I already launched it. Yet again, an uncontrollable death that I couldn't have prevented. However, game 3 went much better. I found this soldier hiding and executed him for cowardice. 1 win in 3 games is more than I expected for a location like Shanty Town. In game 4, I kind of want to talk about why I said that I wasn't expecting 1 in 3 games for a location like Shanty Town. Because, for example, when I did the boost per 20 drops, all I needed was an AR and a shotgun, and then I could have a gold AR and a gold shotgun. And with Camp COD, it's actually probably the biggest landmark of all. Game 4, I was trapped in my creepy uncle's basement, and I thought this guy was going to help me, but instead he put me out my misery. In game 5, I got trapped in the storm and suffocated. I had an RPG, so I probably could have won this game. In game 6, I'm pretty in pink, dropping into the swamp. And then I had a dip in the ocean. And then I went to Rainbow Rentals. And with the 2 locations loot combined, I actually had some pretty sick stuff. Later on, I sat in this thick bush and spied on this aura skin. I didn't mean to bait him with a mini shield, but he fell for it. Classic situation. And classic dub. 2 wins in 6 games is actually pretty good. Game 7, I put on my random outfits. And it was this game that I ran into Big Chuggers. And I have to say that Thick Boy Chuggers is the biggest chug jugger that ever chugged a jug. And I was wondering to myself, how much chug jug could a big chug jug if a big jug could chug jugs? Jesus Christ, that was terrible. But then I later came across this anime babes. And she killed me. Game 8, this guy was constantly spraying into my building. He only ever stopped to reload his AR. And I don't know how I didn't kill this guy, but I decided to give him mercy. But I must have not cleaned my tac shotgun properly, because I definitely fired 3 times before I didn't register it. Game 9, when you try to pick up these crystals, it takes literally years. Fortnite, if anyone that has any authority with Epic Games, please bloody change this. Quite frankly, I feel this is cyberbullying. In game 10, I decided to wear the Raven wings instead of the normal Fallen Love Ranger wings. And in this game, I genuinely couldn't be asked to loot the place, so I just ran away. At this point, I had lost the will to live and just challenged Big Truggers. And then I ran out of ammo, I went to pickaxe him because I didn't really care. Game 11, I'm the most menacing menace that ever menaced. Later on I got into a build fight with this guy and I killed him. But I'm just so menacing that when trying to get down the building, I accidentally killed myself. Game 12 was an incredibly bad drop for Shanty Town. And I really wasn't feeling up to gliding all the way over there. So I decided to go to Stealthy Stronghold for the literal 101st time. If it wasn't for the Predator update, this location would be so much better. Game 13 was the same as Game 11. I won a build fight, then I killed myself. I'm just a peaceful defaulty boy in game 14. It's game 14, right? I got killed by this John Wick, but I think I did enough damage that his dog will die. Again. In the pre-game lobby of game 15, I'm just cranking. It's crazy to think how many mats you can get just in the pre-game lobby. And so you can build such a humongous structure like I did here. I 1000% shouldn't have died to this guy. We played Ring Around the Rosies and he was much better than me at it. In game 16 I'm Groot, but I did chop down several trees. Rocket saw what happened and he told me not to show you guys. And you don't say no to a space raccoon. In game 17 I accidentally threw down this impulse grenade. If I didn't do that, I definitely would have killed that guy. Also, I should have drank my minis before mindlessly pushing into his builds. And if I had attack, I probably still could have won. Game 17, I was far too low to make it all the way over to Shanty Town. I know you're going to comment and say that I'm clickbaiting you, and yes I am. I went to pickaxe this Master Chief, but he whipped out his Glock and killed me. Game 19, well, it turns out that I've done this 20 drops way too quickly, so instead of actually talking over Game 19, I'm just going to show it to you unedited. I'd say unedited. There's still going to be game hashtag 19 in the top left corner. Oh goody, now we're on schedule. In game 20, the final game, I decided to put on Wolverine, because back in season 4 he used to patrol these areas. I was debating putting on Predator, but I decided against it. And it turns out that Thick Chuggers was here to be my beacon of hope. And in this game, I'm not the one falling to my death off a big structure. So you can just tell that I've improved. Also, it's crazy how high me and this default went with just one simple build fight. But later, while I was just chilling, only made it to the zone, I was sprayed in the back by this Battlehawk. Well, my grass leaves, that was it for the Shanty Town 20 drops. And please do be sure to let me know what you think of this video in the comments. And as I said at the beginning of this video, this was all Stamp08's idea. So please do go and subscribe to him. And he's also doing a Butter Barn 20 drop, so if you do choose to subscribe to him, make sure you hit the notification bell so I'm notified when that goes out. But I have a few more shout-outs. First is myself. I've been doing really well recently. So if you could just subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. Next up we have Clouds FN. You guys know him from my 20 drops with Clouds video. And then we have Megan Clumsy. He's basically the same as me and Sheepman. He did 100 drops see me stack, so make sure to go check that out. Speaking of Sheepman, he's next up on this list. As he stated here, he beat me to the Craggy Cliffs 100 drops. So go drop him a sub. And then we have Mohammed Abdul Azim. I'm really sorry if I butchered that name. So with everything said and done, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you do choose to subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload. And of course, subscribe to everyone that I shouted out. Thanks for watching and goodbye.